Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I've been a couple days here, but finally got a chance to actually do a video on some news that I heard. Been busy couple days, with work and stuff like that. But heard some news. I guess it broke yesterday, and I'm just now finally getting a chance to comment a little bit about it. And it could be some very, very big news. But before I get into that, I want to welcome you to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been here before or you're new, hopefully you enjoy the content. If you do, it would mean a lot to me if you could hit the like and subscribe button. Like I said, I've tried to I've got this goal to see if I can reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If not, at least get somewhat close to it. And I would greatly appreciate your guys' help with that. And I would love to have you join me on this ride. So, with that out of the way, I guess news broke yesterday, a couple days ago, because there's been uncertainty ever since Eugene Melnyk passed away about the Ottawa Senators. The team being passed down to his daughters, and what are his daughters going to do? Do they know about running a hockey team and all that stuff, and the day-to-day action of running a hockey team. And it's interesting that this news comes up because I do plan on doing a video talking about the Senators under Eugene Melnyk and the trials and tribulations that went on there. But apparently, from what we've heard, the Senators are up for sale. The Senators apparently are going to be for sale. And this, I came across this in the Athletic. Love the Athletic. It's like $5 a year or something for a subscription. It's just stupid. It's just stupid cool. But apparently the Senators are up for sale, and we're not quite sure exactly what's going to happen. I mean, the whole LaBreton Flats is still up in the air. There's deadlines there that they have to that they got to figure out, but it's just. And it says here, multiple sources said the formal public announcement that the Senators are officially for sale should come sometime this month. And at that point, the team will officially be on the market. Now, some people would say, okay, so they're going to be sold. What's their value? Well, right now, the team is currently valued at $655 million US. So, and that is a 21% jump over the Senators' previous valuation, which it doesn't give a date. It doesn't give a date when that was, but it's a 21% jump of when they were previously appraised, basically. And so, and it says here, and it's interesting because in 2021, the Pittsburgh Penguins were sold, and they were sold for $900 million. Now, they're valued at $655 million. You've got to think that's not exactly what's going to be the selling price. It's going to be higher. From one number I was hearing was they wanted to be somewhere around where the Penguins were. I don't know if they'll be sold for $900 million, but maybe at least $8 825, somewhere in there, somewhere between 8 and 9 million, 8 and $900 million is where I guess the Senators would like they'd like to be, and Commissioner Bettman would love that to be. But there are some outstanding debts that are out there, and it says here in the Athletic, and it also says here, if there's a small bidding war for the Senators, it's possible the price tag could be higher than many people initially speculated. That's where the $800 to $900 million range might come in if you have multiple entities trying to buy them. Now, it says here too, there's outstanding debts that still have to be serviced by the Melnick estate, but it still shouldn't be that big of an issue, and and considering it says here that the Melnick estate should stand to make a tidy profit if they sell a majority stake in the franchise. Eugene Melnick purchased the Senators and the club's home arena for just under $130 million in 2003. So that's a pretty good return on investment for the Melnick family. Now, one thing that kind of ropes into this is the LaBreton Flats thing, because they have been trying to get a new arena on LaBreton Flats for years, and the city and Melnick just pounding heads, just button heads big time. But they still have the Senators still have first dibs on it. And it says here too in the Athletic article, there's still an outstanding legal wrinkle that could play a role in the sale of the franchise, and that of course is LaBreton Flats. Eugene Melnick, through his company Capital Sports Management, sued the Trinity Development Group for $700 million over the failed arena project at LaBreton Flats in 2018. And then, of course, Trinity turned around and sued him for $1 billion, and the two sides have been entrenched in a legal battle ever since. That's still going on. The next court date on the case is scheduled for January 3rd, 2023. So there's still that whole thing that's broiling into this. And it said, a new ownership group would no doubt want some clarity on the situation before moving forward. Of course you would. I mean, you're talking about trying to get a new arena. You're putting the team up for sale, but you've got the arena thing to worry about. The other thing, too, is if it's bought, what happens to them? I don't know. And it says here, too, as in regards to the court thing, the January 3rd court date shouldn't be viewed as any kind of hard or fast deadline as it pertains to the sale of the franchise. So, there's still the whole LaBreton Flats thing to worry about. But the biggest thing is, and as I scroll down here in the, where is it? Oh, there we go. There's the whole thing too of, if they're sold, will they stay in Ottawa? Can they get the LaBreton Flats thing done? If they can, awesome, and they stay in Ottawa. But what happens if they are sold to a group that wants to move them? Especially if the LaBreton Flats thing falls through, there may be no more Ottawa Senators after that. If they are sold, and this new group cannot get the LaBreton Flats thing squared away, I think the future of the Ottawa Senators would be very, very up in the air. And I don't know. The odds of them staying in Ottawa, if the LaBreton Flats thing falls through with the new owners, with whoever buys the team, that I think that would be a very big bummer, I think, for a lot of the fans in Ottawa, and I think just Ottawa in general. You know, losing their team, I think it could. I mean that's a heck of a blow. That would be a heck of a blow. But I mean, obviously, I think what the NHL is gonna want, or what they're gonna, or at least what I think Commissioner Bettman is gonna try and do is try to do a similar thing to what he just did in Arizona. You know, if you approve the arena deal in Arizona, you got to stay there for 20 years at least. Maybe he tries to work something out with the new owner, with whoever buys the Senators, and say, okay, you have to keep this team here for X amount of years. I mean, if he doesn't put that contingency plan there, and the LaBreton Flats thing falls apart, I mean, what happens? Where do they go? It's a crappy thing to think about, but it's definitely it's out there. It is a possibility that new owners come in, LaBreton Flats falls through again. What happens to the Ottawa Senators? It's a very interesting and very, very, kind of touchy situation here. But they are on the market. And what is it here? Because also it says here, will the team stay in Ottawa? Two sources who spoke to The Athletic said there are multiple groups willing to purchase the Senators franchise and keep them in Ottawa. Both sources indicated that potential buyers are extremely interested in the prospect of a downtown arena at LaBreton Flats, which that's the ultimate goal. That is the ultimate goal, is you want that arena at LaBreton Flats. It's right, it's right downtown in Ottawa. I mean, it's like the Coyotes with Tempe. Instead of fans having to go 45 minutes to an hour out to Glendale to see them, if you got an arena in Tempe, they're right there. It's a big municipality there. Same here with LaBreton Flats. LaBreton Flats is like right next to the Parliament building, or at least somewhere down the street from the Parliament building there in Ottawa. So, it's a crazy thing. And in the spring we quoted a source familiar with the ownership group saying there was no scenario where we could envision the club leaving Ottawa. And that sentiment still holds true today. That's the main goal. They want to keep the club in Ottawa. That all depends on, if they get sold. The first priority to me for new ownership has got to be LaBreton Flats. It has to be. Because without LaBreton Flats, what do you got? I mean, what do you have? They have to have that arena. I mean, well, I shouldn't say they have to have it. I mean, they could still get away with Canadian Tire Center, but it's similar to what the Coyotes were dealing with in Glendale. You're talking a good distance drive to go see the Senators, and what's the name of the town? Canetta, I think, is where Canadian Tire Center is. If I'm wrong on that, please let me know in the comment section. I think it's in Canetta. Again, I'm not totally positive on that. Let me know in the comment section if I'm completely wrong. But obviously, to me, a new ownership group for them would mean LaBreton Flats has got to be priority number one. So it's going to be interesting. That court case, of course, doesn't happen again until January. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. I'll be keeping an eye on exactly what the Senators could potentially sell for, who would buy them, and just exactly what happens. So as of right now, the Senators are, they're in the middle of they're in the middle of their season. Obviously the players, they're worrying about playing on the ice, and they're letting the office take care of all the other business aspect. But this is a big thing. This is a big thing, and the future of the Senators is without a doubt, it's in flux. Obviously they don't want to move. The ownership groups have said they don't envision moving them. But again, to me, and this just my opinion, it's all gonna that sale I think will go through, but then it all depends on LaBreton Flats. What happens there? Can they get a deal worked out, or does it fall apart again? Time will tell. But so that's the update on the Ottawa Senators. They're officially for sale, and we'll just keep an eye on it over the next few months, and we'll see who buys them, what the plan is, and if they can get something done at LaBreton Flats. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. What do you guys think of this? Do you think the Senators, when they're sold, do they stay in Ottawa? Do they move? If they end up moving, where might they move to? I'm hoping they don't. This is one team I really hope doesn't move. I am kind of, even though I'm from Minnesota, I'm partial to keeping Canadian teams where, either where they are, or if you've got to move them to, keep them in Canada at least. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, I'll put the link to the Discord in the description. Which speaking of the Discord, we try to keep the Discord. Let's keep the Discord strictly hockey related. There's some people that kind of pop in here and they just start rambling on about stuff non-hockey related. Keep the Discord hockey related. That's the point of it. Strictly hockey related. If we're gonna try to throw, other topics or whatever, or if we're gonna, we've seen some, we've seen some name calling going back and forth, and I'm not wanting to boot anybody out, but if we can't keep it strictly hockey related, or where one person's not calling the other one an idiot, or is talking, just talking smack about something totally different. It's one thing, if you're talking smack about your hockey teams, we're all passionate hockey fans, but, you keep it a little civil, let's keep it hockey related, and, hopefully, nobody, goes completely overboard, because like I said, I don't want to boot anybody out of there, but I will if I have to. So again, though, I will put the link to the Discord in the description. Again, let me know what you guys think about the potential sale of the Senators and what might happen to them. Do they stay? Do they go? Do they get LaBreton Flats worked out? I'd love to know what you guys think. I thank you guys so much for being here and popping in and listening to this guy from Minnesota talk hockey. It's my passion. It's been a passion of mine since I was young, and so yeah, I'm very grateful for all of you. And again, if you're new or you've been here before and you just haven't quite done it, if you haven't done so already, it'd be greatly appreciated if you hit the that like and subscribe button down there. And you know, the engagement is awesome. The comments, you know, the likes, the subscribes, you know, it grows the channel, lets the channel get out there to more eyes. And yeah, so if you haven't done so already, hit like and subscribe. Again, let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the potential sale of the Senators and what happens. And I'll see you guys later.